Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the MavWar Maverick Warriors Hype Unity Tournament 2018. Once again, we are here for Game 9 of the MavWar Tournament 2018, right here on the Parish. A pretty anticipated game, as a matter of fact, between the Warriors of Heaven and Team Coach Dave's Academy. I am Rails Barlow, one of your two casters for this evening's matchup. And joining me tonight, we have a special caster who is casting his first game in the MavWar Tournament, from the one and only Velvet Room, Mr. Alexi21. Alexi, how are you this fine evening?
I'm doing pretty good. How you doing?
Not bad. I'm really actually hyped for this match. As I said, there has been a little bit of anticipation for it, just due to the fact that both these teams are sitting at 1-0 right now in their group, and the winner of this game has a great chance at that 2-0 record after the game when they win, of pretty much being a either high seed in the MavWar playoffs knockout stage, or at the very least guaranteeing themselves, I believe, a spot in said playoffs. So this is actually a pretty important game. Both teams won their first match, as we mentioned, and the winner is going to put themselves in a great spot. There are lots of familiar faces on both teams as well, so we're expecting a pretty good game here on Parish.
Yeah, it should be pretty exciting. Parish is probably probably my favorite map to play on. It's got all sorts of fun elements, and these teams look like they're going to be pretty good to go at each other, if I say so myself.
Yeah, and at this stage in the tournament, this is just a, this could be a playoff of some kind of or a preview, I should say, of a playoff caliber matchup, because right now, coming out of, the first game or whatever, that was the first time the teams actually played together in a match. So that's week one, you have things go one way or the other. But after you get to know the people on your team from a draft-style tournament, it kind of helps out. I will say that I've seen some teams practice more than some of the other teams, but right now, I think, by the time you at least play a match with a team, then when you load in for that next game, even if you, are one of those teams that doesn't scrim a whole lot and shows up for the matches, you have at least some idea of familiarity,
Right, yeah. It definitely helps to play with each other when doing these pug-style tournaments. That is for sure.
I would also say that as we look at the way things fell for both these teams in their first week matches, they were both close games, actually, on Dark Carnival, where we had the Warriors of Heaven defeating Team IM, and we had Team Coach Dave's Academy winning their game as well. So it was pretty important to see for both of them. I believe they beat Jaeger Bagels. Yeah, they did. So, I mean, coming off those two games, and we also have a... Actually, I'm not going to read that. Never mind. I was going to say, we also have a interesting matchup between these captains, because as some in the community know, David, aka Asian, has played with Bravo multiple occasions. So there's a level of familiarity here between the opponents, too, which is kind of easy to get in Left 4 Dead since there's, 10 people in the community, but it kind of helps.
Yeah, right. Yeah, this is exciting for me. I mean, I haven't really played a lot in the last couple of years, but there's some names that I remember playing, some really good players, so I'm excited to see what's going to happen.
And with that, we are indeed going to be going live here with Game 9 of the MavWar Hype Unity Tournament 2018. The Warriors of Heaven on Survivor and Team Coach Dave's Academy on SI. We'll get to some introductions in a second. First hit going in. Hunter is going to land onto Rochelle. Second Hunter also lands onto Coach, but that spitter was not able to get spit in until right now, and the Boomer actually missed the spawn. 14 Warriors of Heaven. We have Archangel, Whiskey, Bravo, and Dole. And who do we have for Coach Dave's Academy, Alexi?
David, Amaryllis, Lupe, and Lucky.
That's also a good boom coming out from David right there to end that initial hit. A little bit staggered, not a whole lot of damage. He was probably hoping they would spawn the tank, which they do. So the first tank of the game is going to be up for Coach Dave's Academy into the hands of Lupe. How about we kick it right over to our first warm of this match and see what they decide to do with it.
Reloading.
Yeah, that's fine. Alright. Is ready for a hit?
Reloading.
3,
Yes.
2, 1, let's go.
Nice.
And we are momentarily back, ladies and gentlemen. We have a 3-minute pause here as one player has indeed ordered their food, and it is arriving right at the start of the match, so not really a whole lot going in off of that so far. We just got this tank now kind of waiting. And yeah, then it'll be a 10-minute pause in the middle of the match for a captain to sub out. Alexi, we thought that tank might have actually committed off that lingering quad boom, but instead he's playing this strat where he's across the way.
Yeah, it would have been interesting with, some of those common trickling in. Sometimes all it takes is, 1 or 2 common to put a tank in a really good position as those spawns are coming up. But looks like we're going back live, so.
Let's go.
Indeed, this tank's going to probably commit in, so we'll go right back over there.
Cameras. Alright. When I say so, Emerald's coming from here, Just walk out this boomer and arc boom. Okay? Can you get 3, 2, 1, let's go. Let's go.
Can you kill me?
Nice. Good shit. Get that rock. Down him, down. There you go. Throw it and get out. Lupe! Come on.
Sorry.
Promise not to shoot me anymore.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, from that first worm of the game, 14 Coach Shaves Academy. We saw a single down going out there onto Whiskey from Lupe's tank, pushing her into the corner, but Alexi, that boomer was not able to hit the survivors until one was already down.
Yeah, the boomer, I think, was trying to get on top of that roof to, hit them before they kind of got out. I think it fell off the ladder is kind of what happened, and it was just in a little bit late. And only able to get that proxy onto that incap player.
At that point, then the tank decided with about 2.8k as well to jump back in. And, I mean, on that, the boomer is everything, and I think the boomer didn't go until the tank was at, like, 3k HP to try to get some kind of horde there. We did see a cap land from that jockey, but that was about all that came out from this. And I think we talked about it a little bit beforehand, but in UMod, it's possible for survivors to score an absolute, just metric shit ton of points on this first map as opposed to zone or ace mod. So I would say right here now that puts a little bit more pressure on to Team Coach Shaves Academy on their survivor side, but there is still a wish to contend with and one more pretty devastating hit coming up.
Yeah, for sure. This hit here you can get a lot of damage, especially if you get some separation. And the witch is always kind of funky and can do some silly things. Does she incap in this mod, or is she slapping? Okay. So yeah, there's still a chance they could get some pretty big damage here, but if they don't get much here, then we're not going to see a whole lot, I don't think.
Nice pop right there by Bravo. Charger is going to go in and going to miss, and Rochelle is going to miss the crown, but the rest of the hit has been shut down. So that is going to be an incap going out into Whiskey, but a nice job right there by the survivors, I would say, to, okay, we're going to kite this thing all the way back while shooting the SI. Bravo got the boomer pop, and that was the damage bonus instead of the health bonus. That's the important part. Back in the day with Pro Mod, that wouldn't have caused, like, hardly a flip in the score at all, but at this point,
Yeah, it would have been good for, what, 20 points back then.
Yeah, exactly. You don't get the 20-point bonus for the Witch, but now that does cut into that damage bonus just a little bit. And of course, you have to make sure that survivor doesn't die going in the safe room, but they're still sitting with a pretty nice bonus at this point with only 1 hit left.
Yeah, and it's not looking like a very devastating attack either with the boomer and the spitter. So, I mean, as long as, no one gets, Captain Spitter or it comes in real fast, they'll probably take just a little bit of damage here before they get to the safe room.
Yeah, and obviously the survivors don't know it, but the infected do have a 2-2. It's a Spitter, Boomer, Smoker, and a Hunter. Boomer rocketing in, gonna get popped to trigger the alarm car as the Hunter lands on the Coach with the spit on top of that. Smoker's gonna try to get out actually a little bit, and the survivors are gonna hunt that Smoker down, and Bravo is going to kill it. So this is gonna be the safe room pretty much for Team Warriors of Heaven. They're going to complete the map 1 of the Parish with Rochelle being locked outside for a split second for a total of 832 points to start out. So yeah, not the we've seen a couple of matches on Parish so far, and we saw both teams broach like 1,000 points, so not quite there, but a strong showing on the survivor side, I would say.
Yeah, no doubt. That's definitely a solid score from map 1. One of the things that I think would be interesting to keep an eye on is the Warrior team. They've done a pretty good job with these boomers so far, and if that keeps up, I think that's going to be a pretty strong advantage.
Yeah, I mean, especially on a map like Parish, traditionally you think of it as like a very shotgun-oriented you know, like, kind of rush map here, because there's only a few hits to take, especially map 1, until you start getting to map 2 with, like, the event and stuff like that. But if you can play that kind of survivor play and shut those boomers down, or conversely on the special and affected, if you can get a boom and then send in multi-cappers in a tight space, you can get a stupid amount of damage.
Yeah, for sure. And I think, you know, between Dolomite and Bravo, they've got, you know, two pretty strong players as far as, you know, the shotguns go. So it'll be something to keep an eye on.
Just from scrimming with my team, and obviously watching a couple other, and we see Idiot Dole coming out and infected from there, so I think Dole may have found his role on the team, I'm not sure. But, like, at this stage, right, you've got two players, as you said, in Bravo and Dole, who are really good at shutting things down. We've got that evasion and Lexus too. These hunters are going to go in, though. We do have a pounce going out, and then a spit in the safe room right there. That was unfortunately a little bit of the caster jinx where I said that they're usually good at shutting things down. Unfortunately, got quasi-double capped in the safe room with a spit on top of it. But aside from that, they're going to clear the rest of this boomer horde going out. That was actually a pretty good amount of damage from that too.
Yeah, that was really nice. I think they were just unlucky for like half part of that spit happened at least, and that really kind of racked up the damage.
Yeah. It's actually unfortunate for the spitter because it didn't spawn in the, or spread in the safe room, I should say. But we have our first tank for the Warriors of Heaven up in the hands of Whiskey. How about we take it over to our first Warriors of Heaven war room, and do we have a crash? No, we do not have a crash. Okay, we're going to take it over to that first Warriors war room and see what they can do on this thing.
Back by the jukebox. Do you know the jukebox? Where you play the campaign mode in the corner all the way back. I just fucking alt-tapped.
You alt-tapped?
I didn't alt-tab my fucking...
Do you want me to go back there?
Yeah, I'm gonna... Let me see where you are.
She's
Drop
lost.
right there. Stop! Don't move! Stop! Don't move! Stay right there. Go backwards a little bit more. Backwards towards the map. We're gonna go in with an AI and a quad.
Oh my god.
Is that over here? I'm gonna take the boomer. Come to the boomer. Over.
Where are you?
Behind you. Over here. Over here. Right. Boomer. Hell yeah. Alright.
There's a wall here. Okay.
That's good. Your tank is stuck in the wall!
Alright, now we're
Really?
qualified. Good job.
This is gonna be a dead tank.
I didn't. Why is the tank stuck in the wall?
There's a wall there.
I hate
There's
that.
a wall.
Can
It's not my fault. You told me to go there.
You can't even undo your. Ah!
Alright. Why did we do this?
I followed your instructions.
I think they're gonna tell us to fuck off.
They took out 50 damage in the first hit.
Ooh, it's a good question. Oh my god.
Bro, it might just go over to them. We could just play it.
Okay. There are multiple things going on right now that I haven't seen before. And now Bravo's mad, so we brought the war room back here. But the call to intentionally AI a player's tank, and then to say that that's what they were doing, AI tanks get stuck all the time. Okay, here's what I think should happen. I'm not the admin of the tournament, I'm not. But the AI tank is stuck in a part of the map that's going to change. So what you do is you just leave the AI tank there, force the survivors forward, and then the tank will unstick itself. Don't kill the tank, don't restart the round. If it does, though, then we're gonna see what exactly happens. And Bravo and Asian are getting into it right now a little bit. And I don't know, like, okay. So I haven't seen an intentionally AI'd tank in a match in a very long time, and that war room was pure gold. But like I said, it will unstick. It will unstick when the map changes. I feel like Alexi, what do you think about this?
As far as what I think they should do, or as far as if I think the tank will become unstuck?
I think it'll unstick when the serves go forward.
I would think so. I would assume so. This is definitely an interesting situation. I will say, I would if I were involved in this game, I would just say, sure, let's just restart it because it's the pug tourney. And
Bravo saying one hit you took 60 points of damage, you don't restart. Okay, so at this point though, hold on. Yeah. So Alexi, I think what's gonna happen is they should keep going.
Yeah, I mean, what they should probably do is let the survivors go forward and see if it becomes unstuck. Then they can just kind of run back, without the AI hitting or the SI hitting. I'm sorry, and then they get to play their AI tank as they would. I'm not sure how far they have to go to trigger that. Maybe one of you guys are familiar with that.
I'm actually not, because I haven't seen this happen before in a match, but like I said, this game continually impresses me. There you go, it's unstuck, it's unstuck. See, look, that's what happened. It actually unstuck itself from the wall. It's free. Okay, we're gonna send this back to a worm and see what happens.
They know the tank's AI now, guys. They know.
Who the fuck cares?
Bravo, idiot. Oh no. Oh no.
That's fine. Just wait. I'll call it. Archangel, you gonna spawn in the middle of nowhere right there? I can't even. Where's your hunter?
Remember, whoever you
Oh, your ghost spawn is stuck. Hang on.
Yeah, tank's on David.
Yeah, just go after that rock and after he moves forward. Go now. Go, go, go. Easy.
Don't punch, don't punch, don't punch, don't punch.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, from one of the more interesting worms I think I've probably heard in my time casting competitive Left 4 Dead, and in one of the more interesting situations, I feel bad for, I do feel bad for the player whose tank was AI'd right there. And Bravo is continuing to antagonize Asian in cross-team chat. This is exactly what we were looking for here. I would say from these captains. As I said, they kind of know each other as well. They have some history there, but this is interesting to see it happen. I don't know, Alexi. I can't really wager if this is more damage than would have been done, but
it's hard to say. I mean, either way, at the end of it, they're 589 bonus, so there's only 2 hits left. They could still, go into the safe room, with a nice lead here. It's going to kind of depend on this next hit, but yeah, that was definitely a really fun thing to watch.
Yeah, I mean, and people in chat are saying, yeah, like, aren't Asian and Bravo friends? And I think usually, I can't say because I'm not in their group of people, but I would say generally, yeah, that's the accepted state of things between them. And I'm a little bit surprised to see Bravo get this antagonistic this early in the match. But at the same point in time, part of it is like a mental game in some ways, where it's like if you can have that happen, where you can force the other team to tilt or gets off their game. I mean, we've already seen an intentionally AI tank, so anything could happen at this point. We're not even casting him.
I mean, everyone's friends until the pug tournaments start, right? And that's when the real serious video games go down.
Well, exactly. I mean, and as we mentioned, this is in reference to this tournament, this is a semi-high stakes match because the team that wins this game is going to go to 2-0, and the other team will drop to 1-1. So I'm excited for it. It's got a very competitive air to it. We have a witch being drawn and killed by Lecky right there. Hit spawning up for Team Warriors. Gonna get pretty much shut down, except the smoker pole does go out in the back. Stick goes down on where the hunter was going to be, and that should be safer, I'd say, for Coach Shave's Academy.
And it'll be close. They'll probably hold it right before that alarm clock, just kind of play it safe and try to maintain as much of this bonus as they possibly can.
Yeah, and right now they have about 140 points more bonus going into this safe room, and I believe they're going to take one more hit. Indeed, they are beforehand. Boomer spawns in the middle, does get a boom, and now we have a jockey going out onto Amaryllis in the back. Boomer being pushed around gets a double proxy now, so that's going to be 3 survivors. Boom, Charter Smart from the front, going to charge Amaryllis into the corner as well. Going to get 1 slam off of that. 2 slams, actually. Very slow clear from Lecky, and that actually might have given Team Warriors of Heaven the lead going into map 2.
It's very close. That last hit there cost him like 150 points of bonus, so that was pretty good. They let Nick get common locked, it looked like, and I noticed Nick has a little higher ping. Is Amaryllis a European player?
No, actually, I think Amaryllis is American, but is having bad internet connectivity right now.
Gotcha.
I think actually, yeah, the Witch bonus is going to keep the lead in the hands of Coach Davis Academy, but we have a less than 30-point game with some. That's probably one of the more interesting parish map ones that I've seen in my time in this community. And if that's a harbinger for the rest of the game, then I think we're in for a show because we've got 5 maps to play, Alexi. We are playing the parish finale.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, so far this game really has everything that encompasses competitive Left 4 Dead 2. We got a close score after map 1. We got some trash talk, so I don't really know what else you could want.
Yeah, now, I mean, this tank is going to be... I haven't seen a tank spawn that late in a very long time either. That's 79%, so that's going to be like... Is that close to Button?
I thought Button might be like 80-something, but I don't know. I haven't done this in a long time. It's going to be really close. They should be able to get the Button off. I mean, regardless, it's going to spawn next to that infected ladder outside the bus stop anyway, right?
Yeah.
So it'll be close. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
I prefer these tanks more so than the early tanks that are just kind of boring and rocky.
Yeah. So we do have the Coach Dave's Academy on Survivor first, and the Warriors of Heaven on the Special Infected. We already saw a Boomer getting popped right there. Bravo not able to land much of anything. Hunter is bouncing around. 100 does get skidded, and the spit is going to be a little bit off from that pin that landed onto Coach, but a little bit of damage going out in that first 2-2, and that's more what you'd expect from a 2-2 shutdown there.
Yeah, that wasn't bad. I think the spitter went for the first Hunter, and that one just happened to get skidded or cleared real fast, so could have had a little bit more, but not too bad. And now we'll see the survivors get in this open area. I've noticed teams have been going to this left side more so than the right. If you've ever played this, is that the new trend?
Yeah, that's a new trend for a couple reasons. One of them being is that usually, well, sometimes I should say, there's a silenced user that spawns on that gazebo, and this is actually the meta for fighting the tank now instead of going to that right-hand side. I'm not exactly sure. I think the switch was made mostly with Acer's zone mod, and then people just stuck with it for UMod due to the fact it's the synthesis, but at this point, it still gives the survivors a good amount of room to work with. That Boomer does get an arc over that wall and does not die. Jockey's going to land on a Coach right there. Hunter going in for a DP, trying to land, not going to land. David is going to shut down that Hunter, and the Charger gets obliterated. And you know what? This is kind of what we were talking about, though, because both that right-hand side open field where you used to fight the Rock Tank and this one, the survivors have so much space to work with.
Yeah, both sides are really open. I think the right side was just from way early on when they used to play the hunting rifle, and that's obviously that's a better area to use that weapon. But I do like the left side. I like getting that early chip on the tank. Although I just noticed they blocked that little opening in the fence with some bushes.
Indeed, they have. And I also like to mention for those who still have been, well, those who follow in the tournament might know by now, but also to you, Alexi, there's no hold-outable events in this, so you have to actually have common the entire time. We have a Jockey going in and not managing to land. But we do have a nice double cap with that Hunter and Charger in the front with the spit going down onto Coach, and that was a good hit coming out from the Special Infected right there. Almost like a rolling 3 cap, but the Jockey got shut down, and the spitter chose the hunting target instead of the Charger.
Yeah, that was nice. I have noticed a lot of these Hunters are kind of going for the big pounces. They're trying to pounce heavy, if you will. But it's nice to see them just kind of landing and get some damage. Usually in these kinds of tournaments, because everyone's not quite as coordinated, you can get some extra damage by just getting the easy pounce in.
Exactly, and the survivors are making their way forward right now with a hit up. Jockey's going to go and get M2. Boomer gets popped. Smoker is going to miss. Hunter is going to go in and get killed as well. It looks as though Ellis is lagging off the face of the earth right now, and DP kind of is. So I'm not sure if that was an ability for the SI to hit him, or the survivor is doing a combination of clearing while their Special Infected counterpart could not hit him because this thing was 100 times.
Yeah, no, not a lot of fun to play with or against. I am noticing a lot of the common are kind of spawning from that trailer area. Which kind of let them go in kind of early, but that tank is up and
the tank is up into the hands of Bravo for the Warriors of Heaven. I wonder if he'll AI his tank or not. Let's send it over to a war room and find out.
Roger. Nice.
Fucking spit.
Nice.
Reloading.
Let me get above them.
Machine gun.
We got to turn off that alarm.
Get a hit together.
Ready.
Ready?
Make sure that boom go last with the boomer if you have to. Just make sure it lands.
Maybe get closer to them with the boomer.
Yeah,
Like
you
a
might
head?
want to like get behind one of those walls or something. Don't rocket it off. Unless you can't. Just whatever is up to you. Whatever you're comfortable with. Readying up.
They can pull Lupe, but
Just literally go last.
Alright.
I'm ready.
Whenever get.
Reloading.
Nice.
Nice. Really nice.
Just run.
Still taking damage from the combo.
Reloading.
Hey, look out! I'm a reload.
Get a hit. And
Ready.
then go last.
Ready.
What just happened?
Like that mother up!
Killed like all the counter.
Watch out!
Watch out.
Okay, shoot the shit out of that thing!
I'm ready.
Get ready to hit.
Look out now! Keep
Go
running.
together.
Shooting each other.
Reloading here!
Alright, they're blood.
Turn it off! Light it up!
Go with the boom last. Just make sure it lands. Charge. Okay, nice. Jockey charger, good. Actually, wait. Don't go. Don't go. Don't go. I'm gonna go in. I have to go in. Help me fast. Go now. Charger behind him. That's not behind him. God damn it.
That's fine. That's fine.
Can you boom?
Find that boom. Nice.
Can you go together?
Reloading.
Get to the alarm!
This is go together. What the fuck?
We're
You guys
up
gonna
right
hit? This is so stupid.
You know I never leave you down.
Why do you guys just hold on to spawns?
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. That was the tank in the hands of Bravo, doing a lot of damage right there. Not quite wiping the survivors, but getting them down to almost that point, I would say. Positioning his tank around pretty well, going in and managing to get a punch there, plus a couple of rocks. Alexi, what do you see from that?
Yeah, I thought it was a great tank. I thought Bravo did a great job of moving around the map and just hit a couple of rocks early on, which were really nice. And I think eventually the survivors kind of got settled, and they did a better job of handling those rocks. But I mean, they just taken so much damage at this point. It's gonna be tough for them to make it at this point.
Yeah, that charger does get cleared. That hit gets shut down with that boomer pop as well. Spit does go in though and get a down onto Lupe. So at this stage now, they're gonna probably get the button off, and they're making some distance points. And Bravo not very happy with the fact that his tank was unable to be wiped from that, even though he was able to make so many good adjustments. Because I think you mentioned in our caster war room too, Alexi, that they have a pretty good amount of bonus for not having a whole lot of health.
Yeah, they're just over 300, which is pretty substantial. It's all on that damage side of things. I do see one set of pills on the map. I don't know if they're going to find them or not. But they're definitely going to want that, maybe another set to try to make it into the safe room.
Oh, nice charge going out right there for that double. Going to get an in-cap onto Asian and almost onto Lupe as well. That's going to probably lower their bonus by a substantial amount, as a matter of fact. You have 2 downs going out on top of that. They're going to try to clear off the one survivor, get the pickup as they do, and now they're going to go back to get Ellis, who is in-capped on top of those sandbags. But at this stage, if you're Warriors, you know, that's a tough tank to survive on the survivor side of things when the Horde doesn't stop. And what you saw Koshiev's Academy do is they were able to run around and get the Horde to stop until Bravo committed in and then get a lot of damage onto them. So that Hunter's going to get picked, however, by Asian. And now they're going to keep working their way forward, so no wall kick inside here.
Yeah, still some good damage. They're still just kind of chugging along here. And, you know, 200 some bonuses, that could be significant, you know, for the deciding point total of this game.
Yeah, I mean, and they've got, what, like maybe 2 more hits. Lupe is going to be at 1. Asian is black and white with 14 HP left as well. So it's pretty easy from the wipe right here. I bet the SI try to hit them maybe inside this alleyway right here with this switch as well. And the shotgun's in the hands of Lecky, and she is the only survivor who has not quite yet gone down. You do have a jockey charge fit going down for 2 more in caps. No wipe, however. That's going to put 3 survivors black and white. And Lecky, as the only survivor who's going to be able to probably rationally take this switch round. Jockey's going to get pushed back, and looks as though she's going to go for it right now, and is going to get that easy round and also kill the jockey.
Just play by her, be ground that, you know, on down, and she has a chance to get that witch kind of cleanly, and teammate pick up where he goes.
Did it fix itself? Did it fix itself?
It's been fine for me. I don't say anything. Well, that's fun.
Sounds better now, is it?
Is it?
I believe we may be back. Okay, I believe we are back. So, okay, Discord was giving us a nice accompaniment musically to whatever we were trying to cast right there, auto-tuning our voices into nonsense, and that was a Witch Crown we saw go out from Lecky. I would say now, though, that this is not a good round for the Warriors. That Charger's gonna miss as well and get killed. Asian is dead, but they've let the survivors have a pretty decent amount of distance points after that tank. And I don't think they're happy on the special infected side of things right now, Alexi.
Yeah, I mean, sure, you'd love to wipe in that situation, but at the same time, you know, 140 some bonus isn't. It's not huge. They can definitely do better. What'll be interesting to look for is during this event, you know, where are the common going to spawn from? I think is going to be the big decider as to how much damage they take during this tank.
Yeah, I mean, even with a wipe right here, due to the score being as close as it would be, if they die right at the tank, they still get, what, like 350 points or something? So that would still bring it to around 1,200. So it's going to be a very close game, most likely going into map 3, 4, and 5. But, you know, and that's kind of what we expected from these two teams. There's been some oddity so far in terms of Warriors tank play, though, or the AI map 1, the intentional AI map 1, I should say, and then Bravo's tank not being able to quite wipe. It'll be interesting to see who gets this tank for Koshev's Academy, and also how they decide to play it, because Bravo went for the full-length rock tank, probably assuming they could kill teams in Koshev's Academy before the safe room, but they were not able to.
Yeah, sure. You know, that's the goal always. But, you know, again, they did good damage, and now it's just time for them to do their thing on the survivor side and see how they handle this first attack. It'd be really bad if they, you know, go into this map, one attack, and someone, you know, low health.
Nice speed going out right there. We do have a boom landing along with a count onto Dolomite in the back for an okay amount of spit damage onto him, bringing him down to 74 HP off that first 2-2 hit. A little bit of a left clean shutdown from Team Warriors, Team Coach Dave's Academy on that one. Actually, at this point, too, okay, so we kind of mentioned the way that survivors like to play in terms of the shutdowns and shotguns and that kind of stuff, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Team Warriors that have an Uzi up for that tank in that area and then try to, like, do the thing where you split 2-2 and run them down the sides of the alleys there.
Yeah, that can definitely be an effective strategy. You know, like I said earlier, it's really going to come down to, you know, are they coming in a spawn somewhere that's a little more inconvenient? And if we see a charger come into play, you know, when you do that, run down those little alleys, if the charger can kind of, you know, cut you off and land a multi-charge, that's always a big play.
Indeed, and for this hit right here, we have a Boomer, a Jockey, and 2 Hunters in the spawn queue. This Boomer is looking for the same spawn I think the other Boomer used in the last half. Gets an Arc Boom around. Nice double cap! Almost a triple cap with that Jockey. Bravo was boomed and turned around. That's going to be a Proxy Boom going out as well on to Whiskey, so that's a pretty coordinated hit going in. If that would have been a 3 cap, that would have been beautiful, but the double cap plus that boom was also nice.
Yeah, that's twice you've seen that Boomer from that same spot. And yeah, lots of damage there. So David's team is looking pretty good so far going into this tank fight.
Yeah, I mean, in Coach Dave's Academy, they've been putting in the hours recently, getting those scrims in, playing whoever will play them, and I would say in a Pug tournament, that is an essential part to the formula for success. I mean, obviously, depending on how skilled the individual players are, you can also have them show up for matches and do pretty well, but when you have teams of a relatively similar skill level on paper, when you're able to put in that work, that kind of SI cohesion only comes from that kind of play, usually.
Yeah, no doubt. It really helps, and I think especially with the newer players who may be a little more nervous to make a mistake or something, just kind of having that familiarity and knowing that if something bad goes wrong, it's not really a big deal, and it's just on to the next attack.
Exactly. And speaking of the next attack, we have a Jockey, Smoker, Spitter, and a Charger for this hit here from Coach Dave's Academy at the start of this event. And indeed, the survivors are going to be playing this 3-2. The Jockey in front, going to land on the Dolomite, and that's a double cap with a double charge for the 3-cap double charge in Spit, and Whiskey is caught in the corner right there. An absolutely devastating attack going out, and that's still an in-cap with that Jockey forward onto Dolomite. An absolutely devastating hit going in the absolute perfect fashion. Dole was unable to get that Jockey shutdown, and you've got the good tanks coming out in Special Infected chat. We were just talking about SI cohesion, Alexi, and that was picture perfect.
Yeah, that was a really nice attack there. I'm not sure if they drew it up exactly that way, but I mean, it really doesn't get much better than that.
That was ridiculous. I mean, that double charge landing in the back. And I mean, because of that, I have a feeling now that Team Warriors of Heaven are going to push forward into this. The Spitter is going to throw down a delay, but I would not be surprised to see them hold W up to that button and try to fight him there, because they don't have the health to deal with a rock tank now. They have everyone bleeding, all pills committed. They have permanent health on Archangel and Whiskey, but that's about it. Single Boom goes out, and the tank is up in the hands of Amaryllis. Let's take this right over to a Coach Dave's Academy War Room and see how they play this.
Got him.
There you go. So wait. Get that down and protect it. Nice.
Wow.
Man.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. An unbelievable job of shutting that tank down by Team Warriors of Heaven, making a response to that 3-cap that happened prior to that tank. They are still alive, and Alexi, what happened there?
That's nuts, dude. I think they got a little excited. They thought they were going to get that wipe. That the boom landed on one. I think that player also became the tank, so they tried to get in there quick, with all of the common that were kind of going around, and we just saw SI kind of get shut down, and that's what happens when the tanks commit these long alleys.
Yeah, I mean, he had 3 Suzies ripping into his back. We have some splitting going on right here, and that's going to be a Jockey landing. Hunter in the front onto Bravo. Oh, God. We're not in that war room right now, but we will be next chapter, and I can't wait to see what exactly the team morale is going to be like over there. We've seen a good deal of separation on these last hits, and I think that's evidence right there, maybe then of the survivors shutting down the tank a little bit too greedily and then pushing forward into these hits, not paying attention to their position. It's been very back and forth so far, Alexi.
It's been a fun game to watch. I think survivors though they have to play fast here, and I think they're just trying to go as quickly as they can, and you see what a little bit of separation can do. And another double charge, actually, that's going to be a wipe right there. So another double charge.
That's the triple cap with a double charge again. That's insane. Okay, like all right. So this went from double charge plus triple cap with Spit in the alley to tank being essentially shut down to survivors splitting up and then eating another triple cap with a double charge on top of this platform here. Like I said, Alexi, like this game, we're 2 maps out of a 5-map campaign right now. It's a less than 300 point score, and I'm psyched at this point.
Yeah, it's been a good game so far, and if you're on the Warriors team, you don't need to really get discouraged yet because it was really just one big hit that kind of did them in. If they don't take a ton of damage on that one first event hit, they probably make that map and probably take the lead. But going into this next map, this tank is, let's say, 24%.
Yeah, so this is gonna be important now. Like, this 24% tank, if one team wipes at it, that can be devastating. Because then this map, if you're able to kill that tank early and not take a whole lot of damage, there are so many distance points. And on almost every cast ever, it's mentioned how this map in particular is just about endurance. And so if one team can just really shut that tank down, not either hittable or anything else like that, they can put themselves in a great position. So now it's on Koshie's Academy to do just that. And I believe they're going to be running a 1-3 setup with lots of shotties. Single boom does go out. We are going to have that Hunter getting skied in the corner right there by Lupe. That Hunter does land onto, Asian, and the Smoker was trying to get a full as well, but the Survivors were able to clear that pretty quick.
Yeah, that was a good take by the Survivors, that first hit. That boom, not getting a ton off it, and the SI, I think 100 got skeeted, so they're going to go to this next section of the map, and we'll see, maybe they can make a play on this bus, or maybe they hit early with the spitter in one of the rooms.
Yeah, and this tank is going to be up into the hands of Dolomite, so one of the better tank players, I would say, in the community, or in the tournament, as well as obviously on Team Warriors. I don't know if Bravo's going to tell Dol to intentionally his tank or not, but we would hope not, I would say, in this situation. This Hunter is going to try to go for a wall kick, is going to get it onto Coach. Boomer's going to drop down as well, stumbling Coach actually out of spit. A little bit of spit damage going out onto Lupe as well, and that tank is up into the hands of Dolomite for the Warriors, and I need a Warriors war room after what's gone on in this game so far.
Twice, get it in position and then hit it over. Get a hit. He's taking shots. Get a hit. Go. So... You shouldn't do that when they're all fucking looking at you, man.
It's hard to play when you're being a dick the whole time.
Okay. It's my fault.
Shoot it!
It's fine, guys. Let's just play. What do you want, Bill? Do you want us to hit now? It's again, let it chip.
Okay, let's go. Just hit them.
Help him land the car. Help him land one of these cars. You could...
Kill Lucky.
You can get the kill. Yeah. One more. Just one more. There you go. Nice.
Shut the fuck up.
Just try to stay alive. You shut the fuck up, bitch.
You shut the fuck
I'm saying
up.
Nice.
You're muted.
What the fuck? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Everyone shoot the tank!
You ready, Charger? Go, Charger.
Hey y'all, I need some help. Shoot the tank! Ah shit, come on.
Okay, shoot the shit out of that thing!
Thanks. Just take it. Didn't hurt pills. That ain't boy. I'm gonna be alright.
When they get to the fire pit, we'll get a hit for you, so you can try to land a rock from there. Still first fast.
Alright, I'm ready.
Hold up 1 second.
Alright.
Me and Wishki are gonna go, you're gonna boom last. You ready, Wishki? Let's go.
Yep.
Nice jockey. Nice go.
Reloading.
Nice rock. You can go and hit the car one last time if you want.
Reloading.
Nice work, insane.
That'll keep it tight.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, from that Warriors of Heaven war room. That went from dysfunction to destruction right there. That was an incredible tank with some great boomers off the top of that highway right there by Team Warriors of Heaven. And Dolomite gets the kill. No survivors left with pills, and this is not looking good for Koshev's Academy right now.
Yeah, I was worried for a second that that car hit went off, like the skybox kind of funky, and it went into a really bad position, so I didn't think he'd be able to do much with it. But able to salvage it, a nice little freebie in there, and Survivors taking quite a few damage.
Indeed they are. That was a 2-2 hit, getting a good amount of damage onto Lupe and also setting Asian slow. And right now, like, if you're Team Koshev's Academy, you gotta push forward and try to get every single point of distance that you can. I mean, on that tank commit, you know, Bravo's team, I should say, Dolomite in particular, had that car in a rough spot behind that stop sign. And then we were kind of talking about it where you had to, like curve kick that thing out of there, and he managed to. And then the survivors, I think, were looking at the hittable, and that's when the SI support went in. They got that free boom. And that separation was just devastating. And now, you know, the survivors have to play it a little bit closer together. They can't get distracted by just one SI. They've got to find a way to shut these hits down and maybe at least make it to the impound lot and then play outstanding special effective once again.
Yeah, that 3-boom was key there on that tank commit. It really let them get a ton of damage. I would have liked to have seen a little more patience out of some of the other SI. I think they probably could have squeezed a wipe out of there. But either way, they're looking pretty good. And we'll see if they can, you know, land a tri-cap here. It's not going to happen, but they will have another good opportunity coming up with this ladder choke up ahead.
Yeah, and the problem now is that the SI can hit very, very fast and not really get punished for it because the survivors are all slow. So at this point, expect to see, I don't know, pretty much as soon as they have spawn, they could even decide to hit. They're gonna down Lupe right now on the survivor side. They could even hit when the survivors drop or even beforehand into here and then probably have one by the top of the ladder. You know, just because it's taking this long for the survivors to move pretty much anywhere. It's a 100 Boomer, Hunter, and a Charger. Boomer spawns up below, not going to get that boom, but now will probably stand down below and try to get some kind of proxy. This could easily be a wipe on this drop, because if the first survivor goes down, there goes the proxy. The Charger actually didn't quite spawn. Hunter going in, gonna land onto Asian and get an in cap right there. And now the Charger looks to be wanting to come from the back. Is going to try dropping down, getting the double charge onto the survivors, and that is indeed going to be the wipe onto Coach Dave's Academy. Alexi, what do you think the best way to kill that early tank is to shut it down?
You know, I think Coach David's team had the right idea. They just focus on that tank, and you know, no one really looking for that boomer. You know, you have to kind of play in that area, especially when that car gets in play like that. So it's just a matter of, you know, staying kind of, you know, apart and not getting that multi-boom on you, which I think they should be able to do. But once again, you know, you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, and some teams, too, like to pull it closer back to the safe room just to keep avoiding that hittable. I mean, ideally, you'd be able to get out in the open field without the car there. But if the tank knows how to position that hittable whatsoever, the survivors are going to have to focus on not getting hit by that first. And then, obviously, it's always some kind of boomer off the top of the bridge there that somehow either gets a proxy or shut down. So it's very, very hit or miss if the survivors play it up there, and the infected also know how to play it right. I would be interested to see exactly what the Warriors are going to run here. Yeah, they're going to Uzi it up, I think, once again. Actually, nope, never mind. They're going 2-2. They baited me out, but they probably want to get some good chip on this tank and see if this tank can hit his hittable into someplace non-ideal. First hit going out is going to be a Hunter getting speed in the corner. Smoker pull does get cleared. Other Hunter does land, and the Boomer has saved, and this is going to be Asian's tank, Alexi.
Oh, this will be a good. This will be good. He has that Boomer, so he's got a good chance of landing that boom as he spawns and giving him sort of an advantage. And as far as the weapons go, there is a silent Uzi up in this house on the second floor, as well as a unsilenced Uzi in the bathroom. So they'll have their pick of guns for this tank as far as what they want to do with it.
They actually didn't get them. Interestingly enough, Bravo decided to go forward. That Boomer got popped. Spitter's going to go in. Smoker's spawning up right now, getting a pull onto Bravo by the white van. Asian already working his car. Hunter gets skeeted. Let's take it over to a Coach Dave's Academy SI War Room, because this needs to be a clutch tank from their captain.
Oh, don't fall. Oh, man. Here we go.
Reloading.
Lupe, get on the other side of those panels.
Where?
To the left. Behind. Yeah. Yeah, over there. Yeah. On the ground. To my left, your right. All the way on the ground where the jockey is. Fall down.
Right over here.
Yeah, when I go to hit this thing again, get that boom on them if it looks like it. It looks like it.
I'm gonna make noise. Nice.
You're going
It's on the road. It's on the ground. Second pass, 35%.
Say one.
Alright, let's go, let's go.
Got one.
Okay.
Nice kill.
Just kill that guy. Oh, okay.
Great.
I haven't used that yet.
Good tank, dude.
Oh, yeah.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. No wipe, but Asian gets the kill onto Dolomite right there. And we do see the Warriors with a much better health situation, but 3 survivors who are going to have to play pretty on point now to try to even take the lead or match what Team Coach Dave's Academy were able to do. What did you see on that tank, Alexi?
Kind of the same thing we saw last time. You know, the tank was able to salvage that car after it going into not such a great position and able to get a kill onto Dole there. We'll kind of see how things go. I know Bravo's a really supportive person. He's going to give these guys lots of emotional support, and he's probably going to pull through and make this map.
Oh, yeah, I mean, right now, are they still running? They are still running all Uzis, actually. Smoker pull goes out, Jockey's gonna go in, double charge does land, Jockey's gonna land as well, and this is gonna be the wipe immediately after the tank with that double charge landing. That is the 3rd double charge we've seen in 2 Survivor rounds on Team Warriors. Coach Dave's Academy clutching that chapter with the tank from Asian and that 3-cap. They actually win the map, and another, 154 points off of that. It's still a very close game, but that was an incredible chance by the Warriors that got mitigated again by brilliant SI play.
Yeah, that was great. It looked like we could have seen a pretty lopsided score there, but things are going to remain pretty close. And this map 4, this is one of the maps I've kind of said for a long time has had. There's a whole lot of points to be had on this map, and depending on where that tank spawns and how that tank fight goes, it's not necessarily like the hardest map in the world. Like you can get through it pretty cleanly.
20% tank here, though.
Okay, that's a pretty tough tank. So probably gonna see. I think this is one of the tougher ones. There's just not a lot of room to maneuver, and with these tanks having the attitude, it's definitely gonna increase the amount of damage that the tank can do. But it makes it exciting, right? So if we see a wipe, I don't think we'll see either team take this tank very, cleanly. But we'll have to see.
I mean, there's a couple options, I guess, you could theoretically do. I guess you can't really push forward because you have the tank spawn there plus the cars in the street. You can try the room to the back, kind of Euro style, but that doesn't usually go well. And then the place where most people usually fight it is inside the house, downstairs, and it relies on that tank being able to just take advantage of the fact there's a limited amount of space, take an easy corner, and then the SI need to land at least, I think, like 2 cappers in that space and not get shut down by shotties. And I think we're going to see a 4-shotty run from both teams on this because these pump shotguns tear tanks apart in that.
Yeah, that is true. I would like to see someone get really aggressive and kind of play it in that first floor with maybe a person up top, and then as that tank kind of goes behind, just go forward and see if you can make it to the open area. Just see what happens, right? That could be fun.
I guess, yeah, but in a match like this where you've got 2 undefeated teams duking it out, I think they're probably going to run the safe strat, if I had to guess. So we have Team Coach Dave's Academy defending just about a 350-point lead on the Survivor side. Warriors of Heaven trying to stop them once again on the Special Infected. Jockey Spitter, Hunter for this first hit. Survivor's taking it slow. 4 shotties, as we mentioned. 1 hunter lands, the other hunter does get seeded. That's going to be a pound stick going out onto Coach right there. And the other important thing, Alexi, is if the tank can target someone who's 4 punches to start.
Yeah, that's huge, and that's something that's really kind of underrated a lot of times. So, I mean, Coach is obviously your main target here with the lower health, I would think. But yeah, if Lupe and I think David's still 5 punch range, if they can hold that health, that'll give them a big advantage in that take.
Ooh, I think what they might be doing, I'm not sure, but from what they're setting up for right now, obviously they're trying to clear all the common possible and then talk about it, but they might be setting up to chip this tank originally, or are they just going to trade? They're keeping Uzis, actually, at least a couple of them are. So this tank is up in the hands of Archangel for Team Warriors of Heaven. They have a Smoker Hunter and a Charger for his support right now. Let's take it over to a Warriors of Heaven Worm and see how they play it.
Who has the melees, Bravo?
Rochelle, Nick, Ellis,
All of them.
all of them.
Alright, let me know when you guys are ready, I'll go in.
Go ahead. Let's go. Go for another guy. Get that guy down and then... Just get that guy down and then get out.
I owe you one.
Nice. Let's get a hit. Let's go. Nice fucking luck. Good tank.
Okay.
I've never seen that.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen. That was interesting. That rock went down and then Rochelle warped. I think that was an internet issue, but that was a lot of damage coming out from Archangel's tank. Almost a wipe going out from that SI support, but again, Coach Dave's Academy are in a tough position right now. Charger, Josh, and Spitter in the spawn queue here, trying to go in. Spit's gonna go into that room. Charger's gonna follow it in, trying to land, not gonna get much of anything, but again, the fast hits are coming out of Lexi because they're gonna have 3 survivors slow on Coach Dave's Academy.
Yeah, there's still a lot of map to go, and there's also with that event, you know, there's a lot of potential for the league here. But I want to go back just to how awesome that was. That on my screen, Rochelle got hit with the rock, and then Rochelle teleported like 10 feet to the side. I just thought that was amazing.
That was special, yeah.
Yeah,
that was dead. And it only happens in matches too, like not often in scrim. Just absolute meme shit comes out, and nobody knows what to do with it. We have a hit going in right now. Boomer's gonna get a proxy boom right there. Cole gonna go out with a charge in the back, getting punches onto Ellis. That's a full down and a pounce on the side as well. And again, Coach Dave's Academy trying to face roll this map right now, but they're all gonna be slow. Lupe's black and white, and Alexi. I mean, what did the survivors do wrong on that tank where it's like just because that open area? And we have a smoker pole going out in the back onto Lecky as well. Bravo's gonna get that in cap, but it seems like it's almost impossible to take that tank without a lot of damage.
It's a tough tank. You're fighting a tank with extra health in a small room, and I felt like it was really close to being a wipe. I think the Charger got a little confused with who it was going for, and it took one of the tank's targets. So I mean, they were really close to wiping. But it's just a matter of, they just got multi-cap during a tank in a small room, which is not so good.
Yeah, I mean, and I don't know what the call from Bravo is going to be on that one, but that room, like I said, and I mean, right now, Coach Dave's Academy, though, the important thing is that, again, as on map 3, they didn't wipe early, and they're going for these distance points. They're still going to try to milk as many points out of this chapter as they possibly can, despite the massive amount of damage that went out. They have Lupe black and white, but everyone is bleeding, obviously. So they can't really spend a whole terrific amount of time baiting. They're going to try to a little bit, though, because they have 2 survivors, black and white. Hunter's going to go in for a wall kick right there. Hunter does land in the front. That's going to be an in-cap going out, and there is the death going out onto Lecky with that smoker pull onto Ellis as well. Not quite dead yet, but now they're going to have just a terrifically hard time getting forward, and that smoker drops down and gets the scratch too, and Lupe dropped that pickup.
Yeah, a lot of damage here, a lot of attacks coming out, and it's, I mean, it's what you'd expect. They don't have a lot of health, and they still have a lot of map. And with this event coming up, you know, unless they find a bunch of health items, I don't really see them getting too much further. But they are going to try to, you know, push through and maximize the points they can get. But I think at this point they're looking to the next half of this map.
Yeah, Boomer does rock in and gets a single boom proxy onto Asian. Hunter Charger jockey going in. Charger though leading, going to run in. Double cap lands in the back, getting punches onto Asian and not quite dying. That's going to be a jockey down onto Lupe for the death. And now it's just Asian with like 1 HP left. And actually that jockey trolls the pickup there and is going to kill Asian as well. Bravo just going ham with that silent SI right there. 333 points for Team Coach Dave's Academy, but Alexi, somehow they're still ahead by just about 800 prior to Warriors of Heaven's Survivor turn. This is a low-scoring match.
Yeah, other than map 1, I mean, there hasn't, you know, they've wiped, you know, both maps since then. I guess Coach David's team made save from map 2. Not a lot of bonus, but yeah, pretty low scoring. But we'll see what happens here. This is gonna, I think this is really gonna probably decide, you know, this map. Distance alone puts them within 100 points. So we'll see what they can do on this tank.
Yeah, and I would also like to mention that I think we said it a little, and you could tell Bravo was pissed off his tank didn't wipe map 2, and he has reason to be, because like at this stage, like this could be what separates. If you have two teams that are going back and forth with wipes like that, that could be what separates a win from a loss. Like that, plus the fact that again, it's a small amount in the relative scheme of things before you have people wiping everywhere, but you know, another 100 and what, like 40 points were made by Team Coach Dave's last map. So they've been extending their lead every chapter so far in increments. And the problem is with a team like Warriors of Heaven, you have a chance for them to pull out an insane Survivor round and then try to make this a close game going into finale.
Yeah, absolutely. So you know, the points that add up and when the score this close, you know, 100 points could be the decider.
Bravo's going to run behind that tree and get pounced, and I think he's actually going to get stuck in that spit with another pounce going out on top of him, able to slide his way out of there after taking an okay amount of damage from that. He may be the target, so I don't know, Lexi, do we see Bravo's team decide to try to push this forward or something, or do you think they're going to take it?
I doubt it. I think they play it probably the same way. That's what I would expect. Maybe they go for a little bit of chip here after this hit kind of comes in, but I think we'll see probably the same. So.
We have a Smoker, Charger, Jockey, and a Boomer AI Smoker, and this might be what Lucky decides to commit with, and the tank is up in her hands for Team Coach Dave's Academy. Let's take it over to their war room and see how they play it.
Fuck. I was gonna say I could try to jockey one first for you.
Sorry. Take your time with the punches.
Yeah.
Whatever. I can pull one for you, and then you just get them.
Do you want me to? Okay, I'm gonna go then.
Right. Nice. Let's go. 3, 2, 1, let's go.
Okay, Millie.
What the fuck?
We ain't got time for this, man. Get up, get up.
Thanks, I owe you one.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. About 2 downs going out on that tank in the hands of Lecky. It was unfortunate for Coach Dave's Academy. That bot Smoker, I think, was spawned by Lecky before she got tank, right? And then they tried to stack the Boomer, and they did, and then the game gave them another Smoker. Asian went for an early pull there, wasn't able to get it. He was eventually able to land it during the tank, but that was not the ideal setup on the SI side for that. The Survivors were able to shut down. I think Bravo got a beautiful level on that Charger as it was in, and then I think Archangel got an M2 on that Jockey for the shutdown. And in that case, you know, the tank did its job and got 2 incaps essentially on its own. But then, now the Survivors have a lot of health and a lot of ground still to cover here, walking into this hit. Hunter going in, going to land. 2SI going for Ellis in the back as well. Dolomite fighting him around, and then we do see a staggered 2-cap with no spit there, but Alexi, what did you see on that?
Yeah, so the early pull there can be pretty powerful in that kind of situation. I think the tank may have blocked the smoker's tongue once or twice, but also the one thing that smoker did do was it kept Dole's attention for a little bit. He was trying to, keep an eye on that smoker coming in late, and as a result, not putting damage on that tank. And then he actually got pulled by it anyway. So, but they made it. They've got lots of health, so this could make for a really good map.
Indeed it could, and we see the Warriors pushing their way outside right now. Charger, Smoker, Boomer, and a Spitter for this next hit coming up. And we've noticed, I think, a little bit more organized survivor play, I'd say, from this map, from the Warriors. Looks as though Bravo is taking that first position and baiting out as much as he possibly can. No reason to rush right now with 2 survivors still with very high perm HP, and looks like we're going to see Dole in the back. Smoker pull goes out onto Bravo, nice double cap going out. Bravo still pulled in the front, now going to get cleared, taking a good amount of damage onto the damage bonus. The health bonus, we're able to avoid most of that.
Yeah, it's pretty good, and I think that this sort of situation kind of suits Bravo. Putting him up front and just kind of letting him, just kind of plow through SI and, do what he can do. He's obviously a very skilled player.
Oh, he's going for this button, too.
Yeah, I like it. They kind of need this, and if they can get out quickly, that's going to, get them through that choke there, and now they're ready for some hits.
Yep, Bravo has picked up the pace, and now he's gotten that event started. Charger going in, not going to be able to land on him. Hunter going as well. Charger does land now, however, that's going to be a double cap once again, and that Hunter lands onto Rochelle on the top. That's Dole, in cap by that Charger, still getting pounded, and they have to clear him, or he may be close to death. He's going to have spit down on top of him as well. That's all Dole's permanent HP. I mean, I like to pick up in the pace there, Alexi, but they were split as hell on that hit.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. The SI, they did a good job of kind of hitting them from both ends there, which is kind of what happened, or what led to Dole kind of getting charged for so long.
Yeah, and I also noticed on that when Dole went down, he actually hadn't taken the in-cap at tank. I thought it was going to be black and white, but instead, they've got 3 survivors with 1 in-cap, and Archangel still staying at like 70 perm.
Yeah, they're in good shape. They just need to, they need to keep Archangel, clean as clean as they can, and they're looking like they're going to be able to do that, I think.
Yeah, these next hits aren't as precarious. They have a single boom going out. Hunter, Smoker, and another Hunter, so not a very strong hit for the SI either, and I believe they're just going to chill here and kill these common, probably hoping to find another set of pills in front, but everyone is still fast, so this has been a spectacular chapter by the Warriors. Bravo does get pounced. Hunter goes in and gets beautifully seated by Dolomite. Dole putting Asian to sleep on that hit. And now they're going to have one more set of pills that they found, so Whiskey can stay fast. This is a great chapter for the Warriors of Heaven.
Yeah, it's been really good for them so far, and there's not a lot of hits yet. They've got, one in this area, maybe one more in the alley, and after that, it's going to be pretty easy for them to make this map.
Yeah, and they're still carrying an over 400-point health bonus. They've almost tied it at this stage, and I do believe both teams know that we are playing Finale. It's a Spitter, Jockey, Smoker, and a Boomer, so a pretty bad 2-2 for indoors right here as well. Even no Hunter to wall kick. And I believe the Survivors are going to play it slow once again. And this is the change in pace we noticed here, where they've sped up when there's been no spawns up, and now they're slowing it down a bit off these hits. That Jockey lands insta-cleared by Bravo. Smoker comes in, not gonna land, and this is what we've seen be a complete change of pace, as we mentioned, and the Warriors of Heaven are gonna keep pushing their way and probably getting out of this alley because everyone is still fast. And this is what we mentioned, Alexi. You can have one chapter where one Survivor team just turns it on, and that's exactly what we're watching.
Yeah, and like I said earlier, this map, there's just so many points to be had, and this is kind of what happens. It can be really hard to target.
Oh, he's trying to crown the Witch, he got him! What a crown by Bravo right before that Charger hit. The spit misses him as well. That was an incredible play.
That was really cool. It also
was ridiculous.
Goal with the skeet there too. So that was nice. See, I like Bravo being aggressive like that. He can definitely make big plays like that, and
wow.
Yeah, wow. That was great. And look at Archangel, the 40% SI. Way to go, dude.
Holy shit. That was one of the better Witch Crowns I believe I've seen. Because that Charger must have been like right on him, and he paid it no attention. He just killed the Witch, got charged, the skeet went out. That was perfectly played Survivor on that last hit. Now Koshie's Academy, after everything that's happened in this game, finds himself down by what? 309 points. So okay, it's Parish Finale. There's 2 tanks to be fought here. The first one doesn't typically do a massive amount of damage, knock on wood. But now the Warriors have all the momentum going into this, and that speaks a lot, I'd say, Alexi, to being able to recover to some of the memery / the great SI hits they had to take so far in this match.
Of course, and by reading some of the in-game chat, I got sort of the feeling that maybe they were a little off tilt, but it looks like they've managed to come back. You did say there are 2 tanks in this map. Is it like the super early tank and then the okay?
Yeah, it's super early tank, and then the one that spawns at the
Just
white
normal
van.
place.
Yeah, normal place. So, I mean, this first tank, the way to get it to do damage, right, is either you wait for the survivors, you try to play some kind of weird rock tank and not take chip to start, but you need to have SI that can hit the people who are up top, because if you can get like an early pull down and then have that smoker stay alive, then that would be perfect. And the tank has a corner, and then the tank can do whatever it needs to try to push the survivors off. The reason it's so hard is because the survivors who stand up top there can still shut the SI down. If the SI gets shut down here, the tank, if the survivors are on top of that, is going to be practically dead by the time he gets to them on his own.
Right. And if I remember right, there is if you time it just right as that bridge is low, you can actually jump on top of those fences that they kind of stand on.
Yes, you can. We do have a hit going out right now, though. We have that jockey landing, Charger gets melted, double boom does land, and we have a pull going out onto Archangel in the front. And the tank is going to be up for Team Kochiev's Academy in the hands of Lupe. If Lupe can do work right here and they can get more damage on those hits prior to the second tank, they can get the wipe they need to then take this game back. Let's send it over to a Kochiev's Academy war room.
We are not infected.
Which one's Bravo?
Yeah, you can say that.
Alright.
He's on the right.
Yeah. Okay, let's get a full hit. Is ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Go. Nice.
Sure, give us a few minutes.
Don't take any damage, but you need all HP. Okay. Do it, Lupe.
Pull him down, Bear?
Behind you, behind you.
Oh.
Alright, let's go.
Fuck.
Bravo.
Nice punch.
Sorry.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. That was a Lupe tank getting a down onto Archangel, and then a couple other hits, I believe, onto Bravo in the corner there. And that was unfortunate, Lexi. It seemed like he had a little bit of indecision as he was staying there in the middle of the survivors as to whether to push Bravo or go and take that corner from that smoke.
Yeah, definitely. It almost feels like the team was wanting that early corner on that pull target, but he kind of wanted to go on that back guy. Either way, though, there's so many opportunities to get kills here. There's death charges, there's death jockeys, there's even a death pull that I don't think I've ever seen in the match happen, which is very secret, but we'll see what happens.
Indeed, we have that pop going out on that boomer, and we have the aforementioned charger up in the hands of Lupe. It's a jockey smoker and that charger for this next hit coming up, and it looks as though they're going to position themselves for that death charge by the opening next to the rock. I think they're trying to get some kind of pullback, but they might not want to. They might not want to go for the one right there because there's a railing all along the side. They have a quad cap on the side of the SI as well. Hunter going to land onto Ellis right there. Charter's going to go and managing to land onto Archangel. This is an interesting call here, Alexi. I thought they would have waited for that death charge, but the jockey's going to death jockey Dole off the side. Oh my god! I was so distracted by that charger, I barely saw what was happening in the back, and Dolomite is dead!
Wow.
Oh my god! The look on my face right now is just of utter disbelief, because you mentioned the death jockey and the death smoke. I thought they were going to focus on the charger, but that jockey just took Dolomite right off the side, and now if Team Kochiev's Academy make the map at this point, they're going to pull off the comeback. We have the smoker looking for a pull, not going to land, but Alexi, what a turn!
Yeah, what a death jockey. I didn't know that was going to kill. I thought it would hang because there's not that little like support that goes into the water. So I'm a little surprised that he didn't ledge hang there, but
I think what happened was he took him like over the railing or something. I can't even explain that. But we have this hang up in the hands of Asian for Coach Dave's Academy. We're gonna keep it here for this war room because I believe his entire job in life right now is to stop the survivors from rushing him, but they are indeed rushing him. He's gonna miss that rock on Bravo and try to get back in front, but Bravo's gonna get hit forward. He's gonna get pulled back now as well. Tank's gonna punch Rochelle, kills Rochelle. Bravo gets ledge hung, and Archangel is pushing for it right now. He is going to get pounced by that Hunter. And so that's what they're gonna get for this match here, Alexi. 2,848 points. All the pressure is on Coach Dave's Academy right now to make it then after what was just an incredible round again. You know, the tank got an okay amount of damage, but that Death Jockey was incredible.
yeah, I mean that's what'll if they win, that's what won them the game was that Death Jockey, which I think was Lupe.
I think the Charger was Lupe. I'm not sure who the jockey was.
I think it was Lupe. I think I saw him. I don't know.
Also,
maybe.
I noticed Sarah and Xbye are talking in chat, and I just happened to open my Steam messages from like an hour ago, and
Line us up against a wall and shoot.
shout out from Sarah to his homie Xbye for being a pretty swell dude. I love the love between the two of you. I really do. It inspires me. That's why I didn't read it originally, but I figured with the context of what you guys are doing in Twitch chat, it makes total sense. So, Alexi,
yeah,
what's the call for not getting insta-killed on this map?
Good luck. Hope you don't get common locked in a bad spot.
Let's go.
That's really all it is. I mean, that was kind of the
no.
big reason why they stopped playing this map. Oh no, are we gonna see another AI tank?
We have a nice fly cap going out of the safe room right here. My mind like froze for a second, kind of like the old like Windows machines that hang for a moment because it's gonna be Whiskey's tank, and I swear to God, if Bravo tells her that he's gonna do it, probably we're taking this over to an SI worm. Here it comes again. She's staying far back. Oh my God.
We are not infected.
That one, and then the other three. You just climb on top of the fence.
We need a jockey and a smoker. I'm gonna sack this treasure.
You want to sack Boomer?
Yeah.
Alright.
Exactly. Jockey's good. Like, we need anything that could get him off that top. So jockey's good. We need a smoker.
Try not to take any chip.
Alright, Wishki, whoever gets smoker, listen to me. They're gonna spawn at the safe room door, and they're gonna pull them back towards the door. All you gotta do is go forward, jump down. Do you see where the smoker is? Just pretty much make your way to the safe room door, and you can corner one easily.
You gotta go.
I'm gonna pull one back.
You gotta go with
Go. I'm gonna pull one back for you. Come back here. Oh, you just get this guy, I guess. Yeah.
Take your time. Take your time.
Timer punches. Help her. Go for more punches after that guy.
Nice try. I got that stuff.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, from that Warriors of Heaven special infected war room, and that's gonna be a pull going out onto a survivor who made a death scream for a second there, but is not actually dead. Whiskey being able to play her tank this time, getting a single down. Pretty comparable damage at this point. They've mashed each other there, and I don't know, Lexi. Now it's down. We have about 2 more portions to get through. We've got the insta-kill portion, and then that second tank. It's gonna be up in the hands of Archangel.
Yeah, that's gonna be what decides the game. You know, can they get an insta kill here? And we'll have their chances for sure. Don't really have the greatest setup. It's looking like with 200s in the jockey. We'll see what Dole ends up getting, and it's going to be a Charger. So they have a quad. They have the same setup, so they could very well do the same thing.
Indeed, here that Hunter though is going to get defeated by Lecky. Double charge going out right there. The jockey does land onto Asian, who's being drugged backwards to a similar spot, but they are not going to be able to get that over the railing. That's a lot of damage though, Alexi.
A lot of damage, yeah. I'm surprised they went for damage there. Maybe they're hoping to get a quad cap there. I would have liked to have seen them kind of go for a death charge or a death jockey, just because those are fun.
I think they want a smoker. I'm pretty sure they want a smoker to try to set up the death charge, and I guess going for the quad in an area like that, I guess it kind of made sense to me, but yeah, I mean, It's hard to say, because the other instead of going for the insta-kill, they might just be trying to get damage from that second tank, because they have that second tank, and Team Coach James Academy needs to make Chopper for that to work. We have a hit going in right now. I think that actually is what they're doing. We have that pounce going out on to Nick. Boomer's going to spawn up as well. Gets a stumble onto Amaryllis, and that's going to be a pullback as well through the bit. And I like the call so far, Alexi. This is unfortunate, because I don't think Coach James Academy is going to be able to get to that trailer with the kill.
I don't know. They played it. They were aggressive last round, but I think they could get to it. I mean, either way, it's gonna be close. So they still would probably like to see a kill, and also, they can still, even with 3 players, they can still take the lead.
Exactly. Jockeying M2 shut down. Charter going in, not going to land much of anything. Hunter going in as well, going to eventually get skied over the side there, and that's the kind of shutdown that Coach James Academy needed. That Spitter is still up, scratching Lupe, who now is going to be able to kill that Spitter. And yeah, I mean, they have just the right amount of health right now on the side of Coach James Academy to survive this tank. But they're going to need to play it in the open, and then I bet you that tank's going to try and bleed them. Let's see where this tank is actually going to spawn as well. They're going to clear the common out back here, and they're going to play it as slow as they possibly can, I'd say. And now the tank is up into the hands of Archangel for Team Warriors of Heaven, spawning, throwing a rock into the ground. We're going to keep it right here as he rolls back to get it hittable, knocking that car in, going to try to commit it on this left-hand side. And it's going to be a Charger Smoker and a Jockey for the support, and his car is out! His car is completely out. His car is hanging on the bridge by a wheel. He's going to be committing in right now. This is for a lot of the marbles, but he's actually going to switch and go around the left-hand side of that bend. He has a split going out. Jockey going to not land. Smoker is going to get a pull in the front. Tank now punching Lupe around. Charger's going to miss. Jockey lands. Nice double cap. The tank has 3 HP, and the Jockey is going to get the kill onto Lupe. It's a double death Jockey. What in the fuck? Tank is going to throw a rock around the corner. I can't believe that. I really can't. That's going to be another punch going out onto Amaryllis, and that is going to seal the game pretty much for Team Warriors of Heaven at this stage, unless Coach Dave's Academy can actually get those pills with this bonus, I think, to the chopper. Jockey's going to go in, managing to land, though, onto Amaryllis, and that is going to be the wipe right there. What an incredible match from both of these teams, but Alexi, a double death jockey?
Yeah, wow, it's amazing. I mean, this is why Left 4 Dead 2 is the preeminent game in esports nowadays. You don't get this from any other competitive game. Counter-Strike can't touch this. Dota can't touch this. Just amazing jockey gameplay.
Still a 300-point match when everything is said and done, but that was as back and forth as you could possibly have hoped for from that. I mean, congratulations to Warriors of Heaven getting off tilt, essentially, and then pulling it together on that map 4 where they were able to make that map. I mean, they're at 2-0 right now, so I do believe they've essentially punched their ticket into the playoffs at this stage, because I think, yeah, at least they're very, very close to it. Now, obviously, Coach Dave's Academy still has the chance of making it, but they need to win their next game in order to get in, so they're essentially in a playoff scenario already. This is going to be a tough one. A lot of players played well in that game, but the MVP voting is now open at mavwar.com/votemvp. Please go over there and vote for whoever you would wish to receive that slight honor from that game. And Alexi, any parting words before we give our final shout-outs?
That was an exciting game to watch. That was actually way more entertaining than I thought it was going to be. It's always fun to see close games, and it's always fun to see comebacks. And I mean, I think death jockeys are probably the best thing to ever happen. So that's really all I got.
Yeah, that Parish finale just turns it into a completely different animal. I mean, and I actually have liked it recently. I used to not be a huge fan of Parish finale, still kind of am not, but I've liked what I've seen so far. It's getting back on my good side since it's been more standardized in tournament play. But yeah, congratulations once again to Warriors of Heaven. Thank you to the Found Time Network and also to MavWar and eFreak for being the tournament sponsors. Thank you to Xbye for streaming this game through the Maverick Warriors Twitch handle, and to you, Alexi, for co-casting with me this fine evening.
No problem, dude.
I do believe we are going to have, if I jump over and check the schedule at mavwar.com, I should be able to tell you guys when the next match, that would be Game 10, is. I think it's actually in the announcements. for official announcements. Indeed it is. So Game 10 is going to be Royal Flush versus the Lethal Assault Organization on Carried Off, and that is going to be at 7 o'clock Eastern on Friday. And then we have Bravo Sucks at Tetris versus My Team Lovebone on Saturday at 9 o'clock. And then the last game, Game 12, Optimistic Prime versus Lemon Party, is going to be, well, the last game for this week, I should say, is Sunday. So yeah, next action that you actually see is Friday, and then you got 3 games in a row, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, for the rest of this round. So thank you everybody for watching. Thank you for supporting competitive Left 4 Dead 2, and remember to vote for your MVP as you have a great rest of your